Hello students, Logan Phillips here, Professor P. All right, in this series we're going to be talking about your project. Specifically, we're going to be working on Word Guided Project numbers 1-2. So when we first open up our guided project, let's open up. You should go for your Blackboard site, go to guided projects or your modules, open up the guided project, you're going to see this screen. So in this video, I'm actually going to walk you through the guided project. We're going to accomplish it together. I'm going to show you common errors that we've made while we're doing it, and then I'm going to show you how to download, upload, and submit. So as long as you're following along with this video, you should be able to get 100% or at least an A in the assignment. I will make a thing that, or a clear statement that I am doing this live, so I might make mistakes. I am a professor. That does not mean I'm perfect. So they update these every so often. We'll go through it together. I am using Office 2019. I am not using anything older than that, so I'm using a PC with 19. If as long as you have a similar system to me, you should be able to do it. So first step, we're going to download our start file in the top left-hand corner. We're going to open it up. We're going to enable editing. If you don't enable editing, any changes you make will be screwed up, so make sure you do that. My second step, this is not on the instructions. I'm going to go File, Backstage View. We're going to Save As. We're going to put that on our desktop to make it nice and easy. We're going to leave the name the same and hit Save. Now, I'm working on a split screen system, so I don't particularly need, give me a second to close some of my other work down, to keep this up. I would suggest you either print it off so you have it in hand so you can track along with your instruction file, or I would suggest you either have a split screen, or of course you can flop back and forth between the two of them as you need. But for me, while this video is ongoing, you will not be seeing that document and the instructions. You will only be seeing the work that we are doing, and I will go ahead and zoom in on this so that you can see it a little bit clearer. So let's start at the very beginning. We have opened it, we have saved it, we have completed step 1, we have completed step 2, and next we are going to change the line and paragraph spacing of the entire document. So we're going to push with the document, or the whole Microsoft Word environment selected, we're going to take our keyboard and we're going to hit Control and A at the same time. That selects everything in the document. You can see here everything's selected, so we've selected all. We're going to click on the paragraph launcher, which is the Home tab on the layout group. So Home tab, layout group, and we're going to look at the paragraph dialog box launcher. So Home tab, paragraph grouping. I don't know why it said layout. And we're going to go down to the bottom right hand corner, and we're going to hit that little opening of the little square with the arrow pointing down. This opens up a new pop-up called the paragraph dialog box launcher. Now with this selected, we are going to change the spacing of this document. We're going to click the line spacing drop down list and select multiple. So let's go here. We're going to come down here to spacing, and from line spacing, so it's in the third grouping, we're going to change it to multiple. Now if you're looking at the document, you can see that the words are very, very close to each other. So all we're doing is expanding these out. That's the difference between the lines themselves. So every time you hit enter, we're going to enter that space between the two of them. Next, we're going to select 1.2 at the at text box. So we're going to do multiple, but instead of a multiple of 3, we're going to do a multiple of 1.2. So we're just barely expanding that out. And we're going to change the after spacing to 12 points. So we come here to spacing, after, and let's move that up to 12 points. All right, we're going to hit OK, and we've now completed step 3. And you can see here that everything is spread out quite a bit more. In between each individual line is a 1.3, but in between each individual paragraph is a spacing of that 12 points. So we got a bigger spacing between the paragraphs, but a full spacing between everything else. Next, we're going to delete the blank lines in the document. So this wants to show you a little piece on the Home tab, paragraph spacing. You can actually open up visual aids for yourself. These come back in from Microsoft Word or from old school technical systems. But you can open up here. It is called the Show Hide button. It is in your Home tab, paragraph grouping, Show Hide. And we're looking for all these little paragraph markers. We're going to click on one and delete it. Click on it, delete it, click delete. And we're going to get rid of all those extra spaces. So instead of having to hit an enter and give it an empty space between the paragraphs, by changing this spacing of after to 12 point, we've actually given this nice definitive paragraph separation between each of our paragraphs. All right, so we've done step 4. We have show hide. We have deleted everything. We're going to go step 5. We're going to change the font of the entire document. So again, let's select everything by hitting Control A. We've selected everything. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my paragraph show hides. I just don't like them there. They bother me. It's not going to count you any points off if you have them there. And we're going to change it to Cambria. So on the Home tab in the font grouping, we're going to choose Cambria. And these should be in alphabetical order. Now, because this is my personal computer, I do have several more fonts that you don't have. For those of you who are interested, you can go online and download a billion different types of fonts. Download anything you like. You can install it to your computer to work on things. Like I think I have some pretty cool ones, metalsmithing, all this type of stuff. Even some old school vintage type. I think, what was it called? Yeah, Whimsy Dimsy. I got some stuff you don't have in yours, but download anything you like. Viking normal fonts, varsity fonts, those types of things. But we're looking for Cambria in order. So up here in the C's, we're going to choose Cambria, and right there. Make sure you're not choosing Cambria Math. We want actual Cambria. All right. So we've changed everything to the correct font, which means we are done with step 5. Moving on to step 6, we're going to change the paragraph spacing, alignment, font size, style effects, and the color of the title. So we're going to select the title of the document, which is Online Learning Information. Now I'm just using my left click of my mouse, highlighting from the bottom or the end of it to the front. You can also select at the end, hold your shift button, hit home, or start at the beginning, shift button, and hit end. However you want to choose to do that, just make sure you select that Online Learning Information. We're going to click the Layout tab, and we're going to change the spacing. So let's go up here onto our ribbon, choose the Layout tab. We're going to come in here to the right-hand side where we see spacing underneath the paragraph grouping, and we're going to change the before spacing to 36. Now you notice here our image, which is in our header, and our title is sort of overlapping. This is why we're changing this and dropping it down. So we're going to change it to a 36 point before and an 18 point after. So I've expanded the size between the paragraph title and the first paragraph, and I've expanded the spacing between the picture in the header and the title. So we've done steps 6, A, B, and C. We're going to click on the center button, which is on our Home tab. Going to our paragraph grouping, we have left align, middle align, right align. We're going to do center. Then we're going to do the font launcher. So Home tab, font grouping, bottom right hand corner. We're going to choose Font Launcher Dialog Box, bringing us up a brand new font launcher, which this alone, knowing how to open these dialog boxes, will really expand how you do things. If you want to get into advanced, make yourself look really smart, this is where you do it. You get stuff like small caps, all caps, hidden, you can subscript, superscript. You can even go into advanced, do scaling, spacing, all kinds of a little bit more features, really dealing with words here. So we're going to be in the font grouping, and we're going to do the font, change it to bold and size 24. Now you could really have done this in the font tab without going into the grouping, but they want you to know about this. We're going to change it to bold and 24. So font style, bold, size 24. And we're going to change it to small caps. So down here in the bottom right hand corner, now I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit so you can see the original titles. Big first capital, lowercase the rest of the words, big first capital, lowercase the rest of the words. Small cap is going to change that. We're going to choose the click font color drop down list, and we're going to choose the fourth color in the first row. So font color in the middle is automatic, which is black. So we're looking at the fourth color in the first row. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We got this color right here, which is a blue-gray text 2. You can always hover your mouse on something, leave it alone, and it'll pop up with a dialog box to give you that actual definitive name. So let's go ahead and select that. We're going to click on the Advanced tab. And from the Advanced tab, we're going to click on the Spacing drop-down list, and we're going to expand it. So right now, the letters are very close together. So we're actually going to expand the distance between each of these letters. And this is really because we're doing the small caps. If the letters are too close, it just looks, with the kerning, a little weird. So we're going to do the spacing, and we're going to do a expanded of 1.2. So spacing expanded, and instead of expanding point, add a 0.2 there. And I believe We're going to hit OK, and we're going to close it down. We're going to watch this online learning information change. So now we have all capitals. The letters are kerning a little bit bigger between the two of them. And of course, you have a big space between words. And it's centered. It's that blue-gray 2, and it's below this title header image, and it's above the titles of the paragraphs. We have completed step 6. We're moving on to step 7. We're going to move the paragraphs to the entire document, and then we're going to insert a heading. So we're going to select the last paragraph of the document, and again, you can do this by just dragging your mouse, but make sure you get everything. Don't forget the period at the end. We're going to hit Control C, and we're going to copy and paste this, or copy, cut, and paste. So let's go up here to hit copy. We're going to hit cut, and then we're going to come up here, and we're going to put it to where? Before the second line of document, definitions of online learning modalities. So we're going to go before definitions, and we're going to double check that. Okay, and we're going to hit paste. So we have copy paste, which will leave the document or thing you're copying in its place, and then paste a duplicate. Cut and paste means you're going to remove it from one place and completely put it into another. All right, so we now have done step 7A, B, C, and D. We are now on step 7E. Click the beginning of the pasted paragraph and type where. You got to make sure you follow directions exactly. Are we now with online learning? Question mark, and hit enter. Now notice when I typed this in, there was an uppercase in every single word except for with. When you see it in red on the instruction file, that means you have to duplicate it exactly. Don't forget the question mark. Make sure that you have the uppercases where they have the uppercases. Otherwise, it will count you off. All right, we're going to go into step 7F. Select the paragraph that begins with hybrid course. So I believe that's down here. You're going to select this paragraph. And we're going to include the paragraph mark. We're going to move this paragraph using the drag method so it appears before the paragraph titled television or teleweb courses. So with this selected, we're going to go up, clicking and hold with the left mouse button, and we're going to select it at the very top and drop it right in front of that T. Now, if we had our paragraph show hide beyond, you can see at the very end there is this little paragraph distinguisher. That is what they're talking about. They wanted you to make sure you selected that and everything. Okay. So we've moved on past step 7. We're into step 8. We're going to select the sections heading in the document and use the format painter. Get a little bit more comfortable here. So we're going to select the first section. Where are we now with online learning? And we're going to go through and change this font. We're going to modify exactly how we want this to look. And then instead of having to duplicate the steps over and over again for each of these pieces, we're just going to format paint it and then post it somewhere else so that these words look exactly like these words. So let's open the font launcher dialog box, home tab, font grouping, bottom right hand corner. And we're going to go to the font grouping. We're going to change it to 12 point. So let's go 12 point instead of 11. We're going to change it to the fourth color, which is blue gray text 2. So font color instead of automatic black. Fourth column, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to hover our mouse, blue gray text 2. Make sure we're the right piece. We're going to change the underline style to double underline or double strike through, double underline. Okay. So underline style, and we're going to do a double underline. So that's the second one in. And we're going to change the underline color to the fourth color in the first, which is blue gray text 2. So instead of being black, fourth column, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold my mouse, blue gray text 2. We got that taken care of. We've done steps 8A through 8F. We're going to hit OK on the dialog box launcher, close that down. We now have a little title heading for our paragraph that has the same type of color as our online learning information and a double underline. All right, on step H, we're going to confirm the formatting heading is still selected. So let's go ahead and highlight that again, making sure everything's still selected. I'm going to hit the text effects and typography button, which is the home tab and the font grouping. So let's go up here to text effects and typography. Let's see. There we go. And you can see it's a little A with, or uppercase A with blue fuzz around it. And so basically we're just making this look a little bit more special. We're going to do a shadow and select the first option on the outer corner. So let's go down here to shadow, and first option in the outer corner, which is bottom right. Sorry, I'm getting lost in the instructions. We're going to place a point on the shadow and select the first option. So, which should be outer offset bottom right. There we go. So shadow, first option. No shadow is not an option. So it's outer bottom right. So first column, left hand side. And now we have a shadow underneath the individual text. All right, let's go ahead and select all those. We're going to confirm the format heading still selected. We're going to format paint, and we're going to paste this into a definition of online learning modalities. Now, I don't want to go through all those steps again. So with all of this selected, I'm going to come up here with my Home tab. I'm going to click on my Format Painter, and then I'm going to select Definition of Online Learning Modalities. You can see here it duplicated everything we had done without me having to do any extra work. Now you can actually duplicate this multiple times by double clicking on Format Painter. Say if you had a lot of these in a row, so you wouldn't have to do them over and over again. All right, step 9, and we are almost done with this. We're going to format the paragraph headings in the document. We're going to select the first paragraph heading, Online Course. Okay. You can see the paragraph headings here are just words with a colon. So we have online course, hybrid course, television or teleweb course, and web enhanced courses. So we got online course selected. We're going to do the font launcher again. So Home tab, font grouping, Dialog Box launcher. We are going to choose to make it bold. So let's go ahead and go into bold in the font style grouping. We're going to change the font color to the fourth color in the first row, which is blue gray text 2. So we're keeping a uniform color here. So font color, fourth row, or fourth column, first row, blue gray text 2. And we're going to do a small caps. So really we're duplicating what we did up at the very title, just in smaller effect. And we're going to hit OK and close this down. You can see here now I have a fairly bold colon, and it matches with everything's uppercase, just like we did up here, just again with a smaller effect and less kerning. Alright, so number 10, we're going to take this and we're going to duplicate it down through these other headers. So we're going to make sure that everything is selected, including the colon. We're going to double click the Format Painter to lock it into place, and we're going to hybrid course. We're going to do television or teleweb course and web enhanced course. Now, when you do the Format Painter, you really need to double click very, very quickly to lock that in place. Because if you only click once, let's turn it off, and you do it slow, it actually will turn it off and on. So you can't just click twice slowly. You got to click it quickly twice. Go from there. Sorry, a little bit of a tongue twister. All right, so we have done steps 9. We are now done with step 10. We have all those done. We're going to turn off our Format Painter by clicking on it, making sure we're not accidentally, like I just did here, too. So we're going to Control Z and Control Z undo those. And next we're going to go to step 11. We're going to correct the spelling and grammar in the document using the context menu. So first we're going to right click on the misspelled word management. Now you know a word's misspelled because it's underlined in red. So if we right click on any word underlined in red, the system will try to guess what you've done incorrectly. We're going to choose that, fix it into management. Now we fix that spelling mistake. We're going to repeat this process for potion, even if potion in the hybrid course is not marked as potentially incorrect. So let's go down to hybrid course. We know that potion's here. And so you can see this is a double blue line. So this is saying that we know this is a correctly spelled word. Potion is spelled P-O-T-I-O-N, but it doesn't seem like it fits for the rest of the sentence. Instead of saying some portion, it's saying some potion. So Word is trying to guess if you're doing something incorrect here. So we're going to right click on it. We're going to choose portion instead of potion, and we're going to fix that as well. And if anything else is highlighted or underlined We're going to choose ignore it. I don't see anything, so we're going to let that go. Moving on to step 12, we're going to select the sentence in parentheses at the end of the document. So we have here note. This is the definition of non-online learning. And we're going to click italic button. So we're going to go home tab, font grouping, and we're going to hit the I that's slanted. We're just going to slant these words a little bit. All right, we're done with step 12. We're going to use the read aloud feature. So let's go back up to the very beginning. We're going to place the insertion point at the beginning of the first paragraph. SPCCD was a pioneer. And we're going to use the read aloud feature, which is on the review tab speech grouping. Review tab speech grouping. And we have this button right here that will read it aloud. If you
SPCCD was a pioneer in online education and was one of the first community colleges in California to offer fully online courses in 1998. However, over the next few years there was limited growth in online offerings and only...
And we can pause it too by hitting the read aloud button again. Now, the reason we do the read aloud is so that we can actually hear someone else read a document, because a lot of times our brains, even if we misspelled a word or used an incorrect word, it will decide that that's correct. And so by doing read aloud, we can hear the paragraph spacings, we can hear this, the periods, the question marks, and we can hear those odd words. All right, so we've done step 13, A, B, and C. We're going to click the settings button, change the reading voice and speech as desired. We're going to skip all those, press escape to close the settings. All right.
Only 15 course sections.
Pause. So how you can do this, I'm going to show you how. This is not actually going to be graded anyways. Step 13 is really just about showing you how to use a tool. So you can hit the read aloud button in the top right hand corner.
SPCCD was a pioneer in
pause buttons, jump forward buttons, and a settings button. And so if it's reading too slow for you, you can speed it up. You can change the voice to a different person.
Information. Where are we now with online learning? SPCCD was a pioneer in online education
and
was one of the
fast
first community colleges in
for you,
California to offer online courses in 1998. However, over the next few years, there was limited growth in online offerings and only 15 course sections.
Information.
However you like to do it, that is the tool. So we've done step 13 to its completion. So let's go ahead and stop the read aloud. We don't need that anymore. Next, we're going to add document properties in the properties dialog box. So we're going to go into our backstage view, which is just file. This is our backstage view. We're going to go into our document properties. So that's the info button, which is halfway down. Sorry, it's changed since older versions, so my mind still goes to the older styles. So info button, we're going to click the properties, show all properties in the bottom right hand corner. And we can see here now we have a list of properties for this document. We're going to choose advanced properties. Okay. Properties, got all properties. So let's change the wordings a little bit. What are we wanting to modify? All right. Yeah, sorry, that wording's changed on this instruction. It's making a little sense. So what I've done here, even though the instructions, instead of being called advanced properties, it's now called show all properties. So the wording has changed a little bit. It's not a big deal. Same thing. On the title text box, we are going to change this and add a title of online learning information, making sure that we spelled everything correctly. And because it's in red on the instructions, we are going to copy it with capitals in the same spaces, any punctuation that needs. We're going to make sure all those are identical. In the subject text box, so let's go find subject here, we are going to type in online learning. And in the author, we are going to delete Tanisha Morris. So let's find author. And it looks like the only author listed here is me. So we're going to leave that alone at this point. All right. Yep. Okay. So we've now changed all the requirements of step 14. We're going to leave backstage view. Back into our document. We're going to save the document. So file save. Now remember that I saved this document to my desktop. So mine's a little different. And now we're going to save. We're going to close this document down. We are going to open up our Simnet environment. We're going to come back up to the very top and we're going to upload our document for grading. And we're going to find my document. Let's see, it's Logan Phillips, and had a 1 there at the end of it. There we go. You can see with the preview that this is the document I was working on. If I tried to upload the wrong document, make sure you're looking at the previews. This preview has no information that I've changed, so if I upload it, it will give me a 0. Versus this one, all my information, I should get somewhere around an A with this. Yes, I'm ready to submit it. Give it a second to upload. And we can see I got 96.55. So it looks like I missed one property. So I needed to look a little bit further and find that Tanisha Morris. I got counted off for that. So if you fix that issue, so let's go ahead and see if we can't fix that issue, find it. So document author has text Logan Phillips instead of Tanisha Morris. So let's go down here and open this document up. I'm going to show you how to fix it real quick. Give me 1 second to open it. All right, so we'll go back into Backstage View, File. We're going to go into Info. We're going to go into Show All Properties, and the author should have been that Tanisha Morris. So let's go here, make sure we have that name correct. And the name that we wanted there. So they wanted me to delete my name instead of hers. So let's go ahead and add her name as Tanisha Morris. And we're going to delete this author. So we can go ahead and just right click on my name and remove person. So we fixed it now. Let's go ahead and save it again. So hit save. We're going to close it down, minimize that. We're going to come back over here. Notice that I did not have to redo my entire document. I am literally just fixing the one issue, and then we're going to re-upload it. And again, it was with the 1. Hit open. Yes, submit my file. And now I got 100%. So in this, you saw me make an error. I misread the instructions. I saw it as deleting Tanisha instead of adding Tanisha and deleting yourself. So it was a little twist up in the words. It happens to everybody, even the professors. Make sure you can fix it. But if you make a mistake and the instructions have told you made a mistake, instead of redoing the entire assignment, take the work you've already done, make the errors fixed, and then re-upload that assignment. It will save you tremendous time. Now, I did this in 27 minutes. I think you can probably do it faster if you don't have to talk your way through it. And of course, if you need this, rewatch it, use it however you choose. Guys, that will get you 100% on this assignment. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I am here for you. Just email me at logan.phillips1@tulsacc.edu. All right, I hope you have a very fruitful day. Bye, guys.